Good evening, everybody. How's it going?
What's up?
We are finally here.
We are
We
fucking
did it!
terrible technical
I blame
difficulties.
HB Fox.
How's everybody doing?
Oh, I woke up from a nap, so I'm doing fantastic.
I want a fucking nap. Can I go have a nap and not run game tonight? I'm just kidding.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we're just gonna nap on stream. It's fine.
There we go.
Social napping.
Yeah, there we
Social
go.
napping.
Everybody get out your Kinder mats.
Oh
I
god.
love the
Kinders.
AFK logo for HB.
I like how the screen cuts off half of me right now in the stream.
The worst.
Zoom me out, imp.
No, I don't want to.
Zoom me out.
I don't want to. Hang on. Let me see if I can fix it. Hang on.
Either that or I can adjust.
No, I
I
can.
think
I
I need to
can.
go more this
I
way.
can fix it. Nope.
Exactly.
Nope. It's fixed.
Social napping.
Stop it.
Why can't that be a thing? I mean, we have social eating and the cringe fest that is IRL for most of the time. Why can't we have social napping?
I think social napping and IRL are pretty much the same thing, though.
It is. It is. I always find funny is the only time I see anything from IRL is when it appears on live stream fails. And it's always like they fall asleep with their headphones on, so somebody and they've got music requests for some reason up and running. So somebody just blares some like really loud YouTube poop music and they wake up screaming.
It becomes like He-Man Hey Ya for 10 hours or something.
Oh no, it's like Smash Mouth's All Star.
Oh god.
Oh,
But
God.
the bass is turned up to like 8,000%. So it's just blaring through their headset and it scares the ever loving hell out of them.
Yeah, all the people that I know that I can get a hold of when it comes to being stream, they sit in their Discord streaming chat, which is how they communicate with their mods if they need something. And what I'll do is I'll sneak in because I'm usually a mod in these channels, and I'll just lean up real nice and close to my microphone and go, "Wake up! You're still streaming, asshole!" And the last time I did it, somebody fell out of their chair and had to go to the hospital.
Rip.
Oh, good job, Mags.
It wasn't my fault. They fell asleep.
Oh, okay. That sounds exactly like something a sociopath would say.
It's totally their fault.
How's everybody's week, other than the technical difficulties tonight?
Ordered a Surface Pro today.
Nice.
Should be here in
Nice.
2 days, so I'm excited for that. Get
Okay.
to do my Twitch creative, do some figure studies, things like that.
A little jelly. Those things are nice.
I ordered a custom Xbox controller because unfortunately the one that or the controller that I have the back left button is shorting out, so it's really hard to fight people in For Honor when I keep losing lock.
Yeah,
So-
that makes sense.
Controller.
Hopefully it's here sometime soon. If not, I'm gonna be streaming with a derpy controller for a while.
I honestly I don't like the Xbox controllers. I prefer the PlayStation controllers so much more. I don't know what
I'm
it
getting
is, but
the hang of using I never owned a PlayStation except for like the 3, towards like the end of its life, and how small the controller is feels a lot better in my hands now than the Xbox One, which is like fucking huge.
yeah, that's what
See,
I think
I'm
that's
on the
part of my
other end that
problem.
spectrum.
Well, you got like giant hands. You're 6'4"
Yeah.
or something.
6'7".
6'7", yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's like the Xbox controller is made perfectly to fit in my hands.
I
So-
could hug you around your waist and be like a little toddler because I'm 5'3". Just be like,
You are a
"Hi."
little toddler at 5'3". Jesus Christ. I got to see Lego Batman this week or this
How was
weekend.
it?
It was good. It was. I think I liked the Lego Movie a little bit more than I liked Lego Batman, but it was still real good.
I heard John Wick 2 is like bloody amazing.
Oh, I'm sure.
bad
I want to
one
see
here.
that.
Wait,
John,
what day is today? Today's Wednesday.
yeah, John Wick was real good, so I'm sure John Wick 2 is going to be real good too. And there's something to be said for like just gratuitous, over-the-top violent movies like that. I'm okay with it. Like,
Well,
it-
like for
it's
me,
got-
it's like a homage to John Woo movies.
Yeah.
Like I grew up with that stuff, so I'm just like all about it.
it's got enough of a plot to like hold together, and then like just have people dying around it, and it's good. I mean, really, if you look at it, like, that's like Die Hard. That's exactly what Die Hard is. It's got enough of a plot to like hold it together, and it's still just a real good movie. It should be watched every Christmas by everyone. Just throwing that out there.
It's a family tradition, damn it.
It is. It's a Christmas movie. It's right up there with oh fuck, I forgot the name of the movie. A Christmas Story. There we go.
Oh, Christmas Story. I remember. I think TBS still runs that 24-hour
Do they?
marathon of the Christmas Story.
We still watch it on Christmas Eve.
Oh, we like. I go down to my family's place every Christmas, and anytime it's on, my dad it has it on the TV, and he's sitting there watching it.
Yeah. So my week was good. Work has been busy, and I'll be out of. I told you guys this earlier, but I'll be out of town next month. So unfortunately, I'm not going to get to play in next month's RPG mixtape game. But Rojan,
unacceptable.
I know. Rojan will be DMing a game called Monsters and Other Childish Things, which is unfortunately is like one that I've been super interested in. But I'm just not going to get a chance to play it this time around. But that's all right.
The more
Always the VODs.
the more that I look into the game, it's like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but instead of stands, you've got monsters.
Right on. So that'll be fun. I know Panzer and Rojan, both of you guys actually, I believe, have been streaming For Honor.
Yeah.
Two vastly different viewpoints on that
I
game.
was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say.
Yeah, I got done streaming last night. I went to watch Panzer stream, and I was just like, oh man, the game is super hype. I love this game. And Panzer's like, man, fuck this bullshit. I mean, fucking just like salt like everywhere. But honestly, I can understand the salt because I've been getting rather salty at times in the game. Where I think a parry should have gone off, or I think a block should have gone off, but like some samurai character activates one of their anime special moves and it goes through the block.
Yeah, the timing of it, because it is post based, it varies so much. Like the openings for if you guard break or will counter guard break, all that stuff is just it's way off.
I had a lot of problems with that during the beta. Like just the timing did not seem like it.
Oh,
fit
they
right.
changed the timing too.
They changed the timing.
Did they?
So now it's after the initial impact when
Oh,
the sound actually cues. They also changed.
I don't know if that's
because in the beta-
worse or better.
In the beta, you could switch stance.
Yeah.
And you can still guard break after that. Now, if you switch stance, you can't counter guard break. While the timer's like going down. So they changed a bunch of like little stuff that if you played the beta, especially the one like 2 ago,
Yeah.
The controls just go way different now.
Interesting. I know the only thing that I've seen, I think on streams for Honor that like I'm curious about that wasn't in the beta is the Valkyrie character. Like
So
that
good.
looks like a lot of fun to play.
So good.
But
But
I
the
think
thing is she is very very parry dependent at times.
I was playing during the beta. I was playing the guy with the mace, who is very much like a counterattack character, and definitely got a feel for him. And that's the one that I really enjoyed playing. But that's also very like you have to be careful because you are really susceptible to guard breaks because he is like a counterattack character.
Yeah, the samurai got like this one guy now that I can only describe as a Dark Souls character. The Shugoki, just as this giant like tank of a dude with this huge like two-handed war club.
Yeah, I saw him.
He's got super armor. He's got a move to where if he's in critical health, he runs over to you, lifts you up, and breaks your back. And for most people, it's an instant kill if his health is low enough.
Wow.
And it heals him on top of that.
That sounds broken as fuck.
But the thing is if he misses, like if you sidestep that the attack, it actually hurts him more.
Interesting.
And it leaves
the
him
recovery
open
frames.
for a combo because he can't block while he's in the recover animation.
Right. Interesting. Okay. Max, what have you been streaming?
Lots and lots and lots of art.
Right on. So if you guys have commissions, go over to Max. Go see her. I'm gonna go one day pay you to like drop characters or something.
Hang on, I'm going to do some like gratuitous self-promotion here.
We don't do that stuff around here. No, I'm just kidding.
You lie like the devil's even.
Self-promotion? What?
What?
What is? I'll do.
Oh, man.
I've heard.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and throw these out there. Follow. If you guys aren't already following Panzer or Rojan, go fix that shit. Those are some fantastic streams, and they come on here and DM or play games with us, and I appreciate it. And so go throw them some love if you haven't already.
And always tune into our Tuesday game if you want to
Yep.
see me put HB Fox through some hell.
Yeah, you may notice that there's a big AFK screen for HP Fox. He is helping his community do some For Honor promotions this week, so he's not going to be able to join us. But he'll be back next week for our final Blades in the Dark game. We're just running it through the month of February. I think this feels like a system and a group of players that we may come back to in a few months and play this again, because I'm really enjoying the system a lot. In fact, it's getting up there with like my love of 5th Ed D&D, which is, I will swear by at this point. So
I was telling one of my coworkers that Blades in the Dark is quickly becoming my favorite tabletop RPG to play.
it's
This is coming from somebody who's played D&D for 20 some odd years.
yeah, I'm right there with you. It's definitely it feels much more collaborative, as in like collaborative storytelling, than D&D does, because D&D is so much based on your rolls and your dice. Even when you're having a role play heavy session, for D&D, it's still like a lot of it that is based on your dice rolls, where this is based on your dice rolls, but it gives you some flexibility that, like, yeah, you didn't roll perfectly, but you still can kind of work this out. You can kind of use mechanics to turn the situation to your advantage. So
Yeah.
I think it works out well. Speaking of situations and that you guys are in, where were we at last week? Anybody want to give us a quick rundown?
Talk about last week.
So last week we ran into a rather colorful character who what was his name, by the way? I've got the notes here.
Vincent Holtz.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Holtz was his code
name.
name.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
Vincent
Holtz was
Rowan.
good.
Vincent
Holtz,
Rowan.
Yeah.
Rowan, yeah. Oh yeah, that's a W, not a V. I forgot my W's sometimes look like V's. So yeah, Vincent Rowan. He wanted us to kill the last remaining Skurlock family member in the city. What was his name?
There were 3 targets before that.
Yep. He wanted Captain Aldo, Syria, and Una to be killed in very specific ways in a very specific order. But during this situation, he was flaying a guy in front of us. Something called a husk. People who've had their souls removed and they are literally just walking husks. It creeped our group of assassins out, which right there tells you something's wrong. So we've, instead of going through with the mission that we were hired for, even though it was promising to pay us a buttload of coin, I believe it was 5 coin to target.
Yep.
Yeah, 5
So we
target.
would like, if we were to complete this contract, it would give us 15 coin. We decided we're gonna double cross the guy, because his whole plan is he wants to have ruling control over the city and prove to mommy and daddy that he's a big boy now. So we,
He's gonna learn
instead
that lesson the
of
hard.
what's that?
He's gonna learn that lesson the hard way. He's not a
So
big boy.
So instead of going after Una and making her disappear when she was on one of her vision quests, we have set up a meeting using my rival, actually, Stasia, who is the local apothecary, but in the past was Chesh's former partner / team member / lover, who decided to go straight, while Chesh decided, to still keep being the person who breaks locks and makes things blow up. And in in a way to try to embarrass him now, she is demanding that everybody meet her and Una at her residence so she can put a face to a name, even though she knows everybody and what they look like. Like I said, it's just a means to it's a means to embarrass Chesh even farther than what she's already done.
Okay. Mags had, or Crow had an interesting run-in last week as well.
Oh yeah, I completely
I don't
forgot
want
about
to
that.
talk about it.
I think everybody but HP Fox had an important run-in because didn't Gunner
Yeah, I
Gunner
have a
was
meeting
being-
coming up with Aldo tomorrow.
Yeah, you were what's her face?
Valette.
Valette.
Yeah, Valette wants the Panzer D, as everyone was saying.
Yep.
I was typing that out in chat.
Somebody needs to draw a Panzer D emote. I'm not sure what you would do other than like a tank with like a really phallic barrel or something.
Barrel, yeah, exactly.
But-
just like a giant tank with a D just right on top of the barrel.
We need that emote. Mags, get on that. No, by the way, if you want emotes commissioned, talk to Mags. But Mags, how did Crow's what kind of trouble did Crow get into last time?
I tried to go on a vision quest and wandered a little too far. When I tried to come home, I had all these ghosts trying to go, oh, there's nobody home, let's move in. And had to make a devil's deal with one of these ghosts in particular. I was like, this is mine. I need that back. That is my meat suit. And so we made a deal. He said that, you know, when the time comes, you owe me a favor. I'm like, okay, fine, no questions asked. This ghost apparently knows our dear friend Vincent and owes Vincent a favor, and he intends to make good on that favor in spite of his current living condition, or lack thereof, and I now have to off Vincent's parents.
All right, so you guys have at least two kind of assignments that are kind of going against, right, directly opposed to each other. You have a ghost wanting Vincent's family dead, and then you have Vincent's having hired you to take out Orland's Skurlock. So you have two very opposing things going on here. And I think that the best place to kind of fade into everybody, and we're, by the way, I believe I said it earlier, but HP Fox is AFK tonight, and we're just going to ignore his character completely, pretty much, just to make my life easier. And he'll have some issues when he comes back next week, I think, from being AFK, because we have to explain his absence, and yeah, I'll figure out a way to do that. I'm not sure he'll like it, but I'll figure something out.
Bondage.
So we're gonna come into the scene with Stasia and with Chesh kind of leading Crow and Gunner up the steps to Stasia's flat. And she, as you reach up and Chesh pulls his hand back to knock on the door opens. With Stasia standing on the other side of it. And she looks at Crow and she says, "Come in." And she kind of offers her hand to the foyer where you guys talked last time. And in there are 4 cups of tea. Look like they've just been freshly poured.
I just kind of look up at Chesh as I kind of sneak under him side. It's like, she is cute. What happened? And I just keep walking in.
I grumble under my breath as I walk in behind her. Goddamn bird. And I once again I take a quick scan of the room to make sure this isn't this isn't another one of her tricks to try to sick the blue coats on me.
She says, no need to worry. We talked about this, and it's just us, although I do seem to be missing one of you.
Yeah, we're missing him too.
Her.
He's... Oh, is it a her?
It is a her.
Yeah.
Valen's-
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Fox plays
I thought-
a girl.
Oh, that's right. Fox is playing a girl. Like, she just up and vanished after our little meeting. I don't know if she wandered off or if something came up, but we haven't seen her.
She kind of crosses her arms in front of her body and puts a finger on her lip and like taps her lip for a minute. She's like, well, I guess these two will have to do. And I'm sure I will meet your other friends some other time.
She was here with me the last time I was over here.
Oh, was that the quiet young lady? Oh, okay. We weren't properly introduced, I don't believe.
I assume you knew her like you know everybody else in the city.
Oh, I know, but I like proper introductions, which is why you're all here. She's gesturing, and she says, please, have a seat, have a seat.
All right. In order, in a matter of politeness, I take a seat.
Is Gunnar and Crow kind of following, or what are you guys up to?
I've already found my seat.
Okay.
I just post up right next to the door. I'm like, okay, I'm here.
Okay. And she reaches down and grabs like a cup and saucer of tea and hands it to Gunnar. She's like, well, if you're not going to sit, at least have some tea. And then she kind of walks over to this high back chair that's kind of overstuffed that she's kind of flops back into. She says, so, tell me what you need. You need Una, right?
Yes, that has not changed.
She goes, okay. And these two with you, I assume are in the same need?
That's why they're here. Well, that you wanted to, and I, like, very sarcastically, put a name to a face.
Oh, that's right. She looks over, and she points at Gunnar and says, you're Gunnar, and you're Crow, and points at each of you kind of in turn.
I point to the dog and say, that's Gunner.
She says, no, that's Forbes. Come now, don't be silly. Thank you, Poe. And she says, give me just a minute. I think I have what you need. And she kind of stands up and she excuses herself and she kind of fluffs out her dress a little bit, making sure that she looks proper and well taken care of. And then she disappears kind of out past Gunner and up to some steps going up to the second floor of the house. And you hear some kind of muffled conversation for a minute come from up there, and then two sets of footsteps coming down the steps. And she returns with this older lady who's gotten to be a little kind of grown and hunched over, but she's still very spry. She looks like she's probably in her late 60s, early 70s, which for Duskwall is pretty much ancient at that point. But she still moves very easily. And she takes the empty seat with the extra cup of... she takes an empty seat, and Stasia goes and pours her a cup of tea as well. And she says, well, this is Una. Una, this is Gunner and Forbes and Crow and Chesh. And they wanted some words with you. And she just kind of flops back into her kind of overstuffed chair as Una peers around the room at each of you, and she's got, she looks like she may be frail, but her eyes still keep a very lively spark behind them, and you could tell that her mind is just instantly kind of working as you guys are introduced.
Oh no, what is it, Mags?
So, like, the whole time we're sitting there getting, like, Una down, like, Crow's been, like, slowly trying to add sugar to her tea, and it's just kind of given up and poured the tea in the sugar pot and pulled it in front of her.
Stasia raises an eyebrow and she says, if you wanted cereal. I could have gotten that for you.
Like, no, this is fine. Yum. Tea flavored sugar.
She's eating her tea. Ugh.
We can't take you anywhere nice, can we?
No, not if you want to have a good reputation. Yum.
I look back to Gunnar to see what he's up to before looking over to Una.
I introduced myself to Una, and from there I let her know that I have an important meeting with another advisor, Captain Aldo, the next day, and that we have something of importance to talk to her.
She slowly kind of gives you a nod. Her eyes are just kind of fixed on yours the whole time, but she gives you that kind of okay, without saying anything.
So I explained the situation that she probably already knows that one of the that Vincent is planning to basically usurp power from the city, from the other family which she works for, which is House Skurlock, and that currently Una is on that list of people to kill before going after Skurlock himself.
She gives you a long kind of slow nod again. Sorry, go ahead.
And then from there, we want to work with her to basically not have that we realize, like, okay, the Church of the Sacred Flesh is pretty common around here, but we don't want a zealot to be in charge of basically the entire city at that point.
She gives you another kind of silent nod. And she looks around to the kind of the rest of the group with Chesh and Crow, waiting for you guys to speak before she says anything.
Once I'm amply hopped up on sugar, it's like, basically, he's an asshole, and I think we like you better. Yum.
And
She said, but a little less important. We don't agree with what Vincent is doing, and the way he's going sent a chill down, I would say, all of our spines. We would much rather work to ensure your safety and the safety of your employer than try to rid you of your life and out of Vincent's opposition.
she nods and she says, "Children, I must show you something, if you would." And she kind of offers up her hands on either side of her as a gesture for you guys to kind of take her hands.
My guy doesn't do this occult shit.
All right.
Just like,
I give you the finger waggle. You don't do it, you're gonna miss out.
I'm okay with that.
Well,
I'll let you two fancy pants.
Being an over curious type, I take her hand.
Okay. And Crow?
Uh-huh.
All right, so the moment that you take her hand, your vision's clouded by just this kind of green fog, and then it clears away, and you see just real quick flashes. One of them is Una kind of laying in the middle of the street with blood kind of pouring out of her mouth and her ears, kind of and pulling around her. And then it flashes again, and you see this giant... So Leviathan Hunter ships are normally huge, and this is something that is dwarfing one of them that's just pouring through the lightning towers that surround Duskwall, breaking the circuit and causing all this havoc and chaos, allowing spirits to kind of flood into Duskwall. And there's a big crest of House Skurlock embedded on the front of the ship. And then it flashes again to a picture of Crow looking withered and drained. And then it flashes again to Chesh in handcuffs.
Of course.
And then you guys flash back. Give me, both of you give me attune rolls real quick.
They're very fashionable handcuffs. So what is our position?
It's gonna be controlled.
Okay.
And it's standard effect.
effect?
Yep,
Okay. And I'm not taking any bonuses on that.
that's fine. This is really just to see if it has an effect on you guys. 3. Okay, a 6 for Crow. Okay, so Chesh is drained when this whole experience is over. This being just kind of he just got flooded with all of this sensory information, and then it was cut off just as quickly. Crow, on the other hand, is you very kind of familiar with the process that just happened, and it's just premonitions of not only like possible events but very probable events. And she says, "You must take my life. You must take the contract against Skerlock to prevent the fall of Duskwall."
I just look at them like, what the hell did just happened? Because obviously, Chesh is drained, and
Yeah, I'm sitting there just trying to process what the hell I just saw.
Okay, so my only reaction is okay, Miss Fancy Lady Pants, she just gave us permission to off her, so, you just... We'll do this somewhere where we don't stay in your pretty couch.
And shit. I'm garbage with names. Hang on.
Stasia?
Stasia, thank you. Stasia just gives you a very kind of solemn nod. And she says, if that's what needs to be done. She says she looks at Chesh and she says, just don't make it a habit. Chesh is probably brought out of his daze a little bit.
Yeah.
By somebody kind of referring to him by name in a very
Okay.
kind of solemn tone. He's like,
I look at her. I'm like, habit of what?
Crow's gonna leave.
What
He's
did
like,
I just
see? He's already got a bad habit and just waggle my eyebrows at her.
Crow, explain. What the hell was that?
A possible, if not very probable, future of what's to come if Una doesn't bite the dust. And the rest of, basically we do need to fill out Vincent's contract.
So
I just vote we kill them all.
What, the entire house?
Vincent's too. Otherwise I got a ghost very pissed off at me. We leave Vincent for last so we get paid.
Crow, what did you do?
Not a fox. Any more tea?
Crow,
Stasia gives you a firm no.
what did you do?
Okay, well, see, I was trying to do what Una did quite so easily, but failed miserably, and now I owe a favor to a ghost who's apparently in Vincent's back pocket.
So we have to kill.
So we have to not only fulfill Vincent's contract, we have to kill
Vincent's parents.
family.
Just his parents, because apparently they're in the way of his rise to power. And I think once that's over and done with...
I take it this means we're not allowed to touch Vincent at all.
Until we're paid. Because, the ghost said my contract with this ghost is only that, I kill his parents. I can't touch Vincent. There was
Bullet to
no
the head solves
we or they or your associate. It was just, I can't touch him.
Gotcha. So we have no choice but to fulfill the contract.
Yeah. That's a pity. I kind of liked these people. Until that vision. That kind of ruined it.
So what's the point?
Could I give what's her name? Orland, the cult practitioner. What's her name again?
Una?
Una. Yeah. Does she have anything like recognizable on her that like stands out, like a piece of jewelry or something like that?
Yeah, so she's got this this necklace, and it looks like it's hanging with a bunch of unique charms that maybe wards or something. You're not being unfamiliar with the occult. You're not sure what they are. As far as you're concerned, they could be just weird random decorations. But it hangs kind of low on her neck.
I ask her if I could have that before we do the deed.
She nods, and she kind of lifts it up over her head very carefully and hands it to you. Yeah.
All right. I just nod and say thank you.
She says there's an alley behind Yvette's place that would be appropriate. I wouldn't be found for several days.
No, we were instructed to make sure that she doesn't come back.
Hey, kiddo. And she nods kind of solemnly. She doesn't look like she's upset. She just kind of looks like she's accepted that this is what's going to happen, or this is what's best to happen.
Bullshit.
I'll take care of it.
She says, "Give me one more day. I will see if I can help you facilitate your job. Make some arrangements for you, and then meet me in behind Yvette's." And Gunnar, you know exactly kind of where she's talking about. There's this dark, twisted alley that's usually piled with refuse and stuff, and it's to the point where like it's almost impossible to move through. It wouldn't be unheard of for something to fall and kind of block it off completely.
All right.
All right.
Easiest 5 coin we've ever made.
That seems like a good spot for us to take our first break of the night. I'm starving. I haven't eaten since like noon. So I'm going to go grab some dinner real quick and a drink. And we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. And you guys that are tuning in, thank you so much for being here. We do appreciate it. If you have the Twitters, there's a link for you. We'd appreciate it if you send that out, or however you feel like spamming Discord, Twitter, whatever. Get the word out that you're enjoying the show. We appreciate it. We'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. Thanks.
Bye.
We are back. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
I'm so glad that you didn't come in like 10 seconds earlier. It would have been bad.
That's what she said. I mean, what?
Dyslexia with pink marshmallow's name. My brain added an E between the S and the X. I'm like, what kind of username is that?
I had to like look at her name for a second. Wow. Anyway, moving on. So, you guys have word from Una, kind of on what to do as far as to dealing with her. You guys have got this pretty ominous flashback, or not flashback, but premonition of possible outcomes. And you were told to give her a day and then to meet her behind, or in this alley behind Valette's. And that she would be there waiting for you guys. Who else showing up behind Valette's to meet Una?
That's the next day, right? I have the meeting with Aldo.
Yeah, you have the meeting with Aldo that day. So you were scheduled to kind of meet up with Una like mid-afternoon. So this would have been well before your meeting with Aldo.
You show up to the meeting with Aldo with like old lady blood on you and stuff. And
Right?
Old lady blood. I like that you specify that it's old lady blood.
You can tell.
well, she is an old lady, so.
You have to specify the different stains. No, this one's old lady blood. That one was this puppy a week ago. Kind of stuff.
That's marinara sauce. That's fine.
But
I kill people. I don't kill puppies.
Fair enough.
I'll have to talk.
Who's meeting up with Una?
I'm going. I think Mags and I are going.
Okay. Is Gunnar gonna go along as well?
I'm the one who apparently knows where that alley's at.
Yes.
All right. So you guys get to the mouth of the alley, and it's cluttered as usual. There's debris and refuse everywhere. At the mouth of the alley, the only reason you can get it is somebody has propped up a bunch of boards and stuff with a wrought iron pole to kind of keep them off the ground and out of the way. And you guys begin to kind of walk through the back alleys. Everybody that's there, give me a prowl roll. Or I'm sorry, I'm used to D&D. Don't do that. Never mind. How are you guys getting through this refuse? It's all over the place. Are you just kind of walking through and just not caring
to see if there's the best path?
Yeah.
I've made sure to wear like last season's like clothing
Okay.
for this excursion. That way I don't get anything on like the new clothes that I've got.
If you fall.
It's bad enough that we have to go into an alleyway to kill an old woman who wants to die due to a premonition. I'm not going to ruin, a perfectly good set of clothes
Okay.
in order to do it.
We've lost Crow. She's flown off.
All right, I'm gonna roll the survey to see if I can figure out kind of the best path to get through without falling.
Okay.
Controlled.
Yeah, you've got time to kind of survey the whole area and make sure that you can get through without problem. You're not in a rush.
Standard bonus dice 0. Yeah, 6.
There you go. All right, so you can find you're able to figure out kind of which rocks are loose, which ones not to touch, and where the potholes are, so that you guys can navigate this back alley pretty easily. So the mouth of the alley is probably a good couple of turns and about 150 yards behind you, as you guys have made it through this alley, squeezing between rundown businesses and collapsed houses, and just kind of derelict buildings that are now being used as squatter housing. Who's taking lead on this? Is it Gunnar?
Yeah, I guess me.
Okay.
Then the big guy.
All right. And you guys are walking, and then all of a sudden, Cheshin and Crow, you guys kind of run into the back of Gunner as has stopped in his tracks. And there, kind of on the ground in front of you, lays Una. Cheshin and Crow recognize her in the pose that you guys kind of saw from her premonition.
Oh shit! It's already started.
Yeah, and I said the same. Like, I think what Crow and I say at the same time, it's just like, oh shit.
I just look at them like, what the heck, and
This is what you
put
get
my
for
hands
not
on my
joining in
pistols.
circle time.
I like gently push my way past Gunner, and I begin to examine Una to see what exactly killed her.
All right. How are you investigating? Like, what are you using to investigate her?
I am going to use my study.
All right, go ahead.
Controlled.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking. No, let's call it risky. You guys are kind of bent over a dead body.
Oh, yeah, this is true.
With
Okay.
with an unknown cause of death.
Standard effect.
Standard effect. You can push yourself, take some stress, or a devil's bargain. Or
I'm gonna. I like playing it like the situation. This is a little stressful, so I'm gonna take some stress to add a bonus die.
Okay.
So 2 stress.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
ooh, that's 6 though.
Thankfully, I got a 6.
Nice. I should build the rolls back up. All right. So you've been down and kind of investigator, and realized that she was actually fuck, I can't remember the term for this. Hang on. There's a word. I know what it is, and I want to make sure I'm using the right word. She looks like she was strangled with like piano wire.
A garage.
Oh, she was garroted.
There we go. I kept thinking grout, and I was like, that's not the right word.
She was grouted.
Garrote.
Well, she's part of the grout now.
Yeah.
And the body is still warm. So this is something that happened recently.
Can
Okay,
I
so-
put a time frame around it?
With that 6, yeah, it was in the last 10 minutes.
So that
I
means
look-
her
I look-
spirit hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah, I look up to the other two. I'm like, she was just recently killed. Maybe 10 minutes ago. Does it look like she's been like anything was removed from her body?
No.
So there's like no signs of theft or anything like that.
Correct. Yeah, in fact, she looks the exact same way that you saw her the day before, minus the necklace that she gave to Gunner.
Could I survey again to see if there's like any noticeable path from her body?
Sure. Gonna make this one a little risky because she was just murdered. You guys aren't quite sure kind of where or who or what kind of was involved. Standard effect, and you can take the bonus dice if you feel like you need to.
13 stress.
Okay. I was trying to come up with a devil's bargain, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, if I would come up with something, it would be. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
I'll roll a bonus dice, take the stress, because once again, like you said, this is a stressful situation.
It's a very stressful situation. So
Like our contract's going to shit right now. But
Well,
I mean,
looking at a dead
she's
body
dead
going,
now.
"For
But
what?
I mean,
I
we
didn't
can
do it."
collect. All right.
yeah, I mean this is looking like a hit.
Okay. So you take a look around, and trying to think of exactly how to kind of play this out. There's you see kind of behind you guys, the direction that you came, a figure kind of materialize out of some thick, just kind of black smoke, which has the kind of the feel of some strange occult or otherworldly kind of traces around it. And then the figure begin to kind of sprint and run the direction that you guys entered from.
I'd follow suit. I'd
Yeah,
follow.
same here.
Okay.
I like the moment it starts to sprint. I follow Gunner and just go right after it.
Okay. Who's in? I think Gunner's going to be in the lead there.
Yeah,
Sound
I'd be
right?
in front because
Okay.
he's over the body.
All right.
Should I use Hunter Finesse for this? Either way, it's about the same kind of role for me.
Finesse is more like hand-to-hand combat, so you definitely want to use Hunt.
Okay.
Since Chesh is running with you, he can take 1 stress and you can get a bonus dice.
You know what? I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay. So risky, standard, bonus dice 1.
Let's call this desperate. No, I think risky is better. I think actually risky is probably better. It's not quite desperate. Yeah, standard effect. And then a bonus dice.
1.
Yep.
551.
All right. So you chase the figure through kind of the twists and turns of the alley, and as you are getting to kind of the mouth of the alley, he hits the bar on his way out, and your hand just kind of just grazes his cloak as you stop and catch the debris, preventing it from falling and kind of closing you guys into the alley. And your hand, like where it would have grabbed onto material or something, just kind of shifts through what was there of him. But you stop in time with Chesh's help to kind of catch everything to prevent you guys from being kind of walled off into this back alley.
Okay.
So he just vanished.
No, he's continuing to run on, but it's taking both of you to kind of catch everything that was falling to prevent you from being locked into this alley.
Damn.
Where's Forbes at this whole time?
Yeah.
Where was Forbes at this whole time? Where would he have been?
You would have been waiting at that same that entryway.
Okay, so you would have left him kind of at the mouth of the
Yeah,
of the thing?
because I mean he wouldn't be going over all the debris and stuff like that.
Okay. I'm trying to remember how Forbes' stuff works. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can find it.
I mean I could do a command roll, I guess, because
Yeah, if you want to kind of command him to, or what will you be commanding him of him?
basically to attack at that point.
Okay. Yeah, go for
Risky?
it. Desperate.
Or desperate.
Yeah, desperate at that point because you're wanting to kind of get some sort of information out of this, and you're you're realizing this is your last chance to maybe get something off of this character or this person.
If I roll a 1, I'm gonna be so mad if my dog dies.
Oh, god damn.
You had to say something.
Well, give yourself your XP for your desperate roll. I'm trying to think of kind of another option as a consequence.
Doggo, no.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's all that I'm really like. The only appropriate consequence I'm coming up with is that Forbes jumps and leaps at this creature after chasing him. About a half a block away. You guys are kind of stuck behind, holding up this rubble. You can you're watching as this all unfolds, and Forbes jumps. His mouth is kind of open, leaping for this guy's throat. And a hand just kind of shoots out towards Forbes and catches him under his chin, and you can hear like the crunch and the snap as like the guy just kind of twists his arm enough to break Forbes' neck, and just kind of drops him lifeless to the street.
Damn it! I'm gonna kill this guy. We're still stuck holding up the debris, right?
You are,
Are we
currently. You guys have enough time now that like you can probably set it down without incurring any issues, but it's something where you'd have to work together to kind of be able to slowly kind of drop it to the floor or prop it back up, rather.
Has he turned a corner yet, or is he still going straight?
No, he's turned a corner after that.
Damn it. Ugh.
Rip Dogo.
Rip Doggo.
All right.
Once like we're able to set the once we're able to set the stuff down, I assume Gunner is gonna go over to Forbes.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over there as fast as possible.
Okay. So as Gunner goes to Forbes, I continue around the corner to continue the chase of this guy.
Okay. Give me a hunt roll. Or sorry, let me rephrase. I'm used to D&D. I've got to get out of the habit of telling you what to roll for me. So it feels like a hunt roll to me. You could probably do maybe a prowl as well. Oh, you tell me how you're kind of going after that.
It's not going to be a prowl because to me, prowl sounds like something where I would be sneaking. And this is just me in a full-on sprint after this guy.
Okay.
With that said, I've got no dice in prowl, so it's gonna be risky, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be risky because you're tracking somebody that you just saw.
Yeah, and I'm not really the tracker of the group here, so
Right.
Ooh.
Damn.
So a 1, because
Yeah.
you had 0
Oh.
dice in that.
Oh, because he's the lowest.
Yeah, it's lowest.
So you turn the corner long enough to see kind of this smoke kind of dissipating into the air, and the smell of that you've come to associate with kind of the occult, and the arcane kind of lingering in the air.
All right.
How far away is he during that?
From you, it's probably about a full block at this point. So you'd like up a block and around a corner.
Okay.
All right. While all this has been going on, Mags, what is Crow been up to?
Kind of shaking my head at the boys. It's like always so quick to brush off. The answers are right here. And I'm gonna use my mask to give me an extra point in trying to contact Una's spirit, hoping it's still lingering since she's freshly dead.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask her directly, what happened? Did you see what it was? Blah, the whole interrogation for as long as the spirit can remain sane in its state, if she's still around.
Okay. As you're doing that, or before you start, you look up and you see the death crow begin to kind of circle the area. You've heard the bell kind of chime. And you know that the wardens are going to be coming and looking for her body soon.
Okay. Alright. So, risky?
Trying to think this, because it does feel risky. Yeah. It hasn't been long enough that anybody is going to be able to track her position from the death crows yet. So you're not under that much pressure for a quick conversation. So I think risky sounds about right.
Okay. Standard.
Yep, standard effect.
And I'm gonna give myself 1 die because I'm using my mask.
Okay, you taking any stress, or are you want to do a devil's bargain at all?
No, I've had enough devil's bargains for 1 day. Thank you.
It's always an option. I gotta throw it out there.
Bargain.
Alright.
Oh, you had 4 dice anyway. All right, a 5. Okay. So you're gonna take a little bit of drain from the conversation. You're gonna be a little exhausted afterwards, but that's it. And that's not anything kind of huge for you. So
Yeah.
you're good there. And you see kind of Una's spirit still hanging around, just around her corpse, as they do generally, when it's a new death. And she looks down at you. She's her same kind of hunched over form in her ghost form, but her eyes still carry that same kind of spark. And she nods to you kind of just silently as you kind of manifest in her vision. And in fact, the other ghosts that you are normally just kind of wandering around are giving you a pretty wide berth for you and Una, so that you're not disturbed. You're not sure if that's something of her doing or what's going on there, but it is notable. What are you saying to her?
Given that I've probably got limited time since the Death Crow is circling, I'm trying to be delicate considering the situation, but I'm very kind of point blank with my questions as well. Obviously she knows she's passed because she's got that obviously very knowing look on her face, so I'm just point blank. Did you know your assailant? Did you see who it was by any chance, or have any inkling as to who it was?
She says, I do. And this was not something I was unprepared for. I am at peace with my death because of the events that it sets in motion.
One often meets their fate on the road to avoid it.
She says, no, there was no avoiding it. I knew this was where it would be.
I didn't mean you.
She says, this is okay. This is good. It means that things can play out and prevent catastrophe.
All right.
But it is up to you and your companions to ensure that catastrophe does not come to pass. But this is the first step. I don't know why she's Romanian in my head, but she is.
It's fine.
Because reasons.
I'm going to blame too much Curse Estrad. And she says, this is okay. Don't worry. But you must complete your contract for Vincent. I know that he comes off poorly and tactless, but there are worse people out there.
And just as a final kindly gesture, because we're kind of kindred spirits in the sense that we both have the similar abilities, I kind of just gently reach out and, like, my hand just brushes through what would have been her cheek and is like, I hope you find peace. And I take my mask because I found out what I needed to know.
Okay. She nods and she says, thank you. I am at peace, and you must hurry, for the wardens are coming.
All right. And that is where I take my leave through the alleyway weaving through, and I smack I smack one of them on the ass. It's like, it's time to go. Oh, shit. And I notice the dog.
So there's not anybody in the alley still, because Gunner's with Forbes and Chesh's run off after whoever.
Yeah, I was like, I hate to seem tactless, but we gotta go.
I'm assuming you're saying that to Gunner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pick up the dog, solemnly throw it over my shoulder, then walk off with Crow. Doggo, no.
And you guys are kind
We're
of...
gonna blame HB Fox for this too.
It's HB Fox's fault. If he was here, my dog would still be fucking alive.
HP Fox
Or he
killed
would've
another
killed
dog.
He killed another dog. This is why you do not put dogs in campaigns that HB Fox is in, because they're gonna die.
I just wanted to do like the whole like Point Break thing where I'm like on my back shooting at the sky. Be like, no.
You fire your gun in the air and go off.
All right, so we will regroup, kind of back at the lair. Roller, please.
That one roll though.
We'll regroup back. I was trying to figure out something else for that one, and there wasn't anything else that like fit appropriately.
No, that fit appropriately.
I
haven't got to shoot anybody yet though, so I'm going to.
Were you gonna shoot Una?
No, I was gonna stab her.
Oh, okay. It's like I haven't gotten to shoot anyone yet, and she was the release.
No, this guy or Vincent's gonna be the release.
See, we're going to go back to the lair for you guys, and now that it's starting to, I guess how is Gunnar feeling? I'm assuming he's probably pretty standoffish.
I'm pissed.
Yeah. So you guys are giving kind of Gunnar some room, I'm assuming.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm giving him a wide
Okay.
berth.
All right, so it's pretty uneventful, but the hour for your meeting with Aldo kind of draws near.
Yeah, during that whole rest time, I was just digging the grave. So
Okay. So you were able to get that dug and get Forbes put to rest appropriately. And about the time that you're putting the finishing touches on the grave for Forbes, the bell chimes that it's 6 p.m. and your meeting with Aldo was scheduled for, let's call it 7:30. Is there anything that you wanted to take care of before that meeting?
clean my pistols,
Okay.
get them ready.
All right. Trying to think if that's. I feel like that's something that Gunnar might do to kind of calm his nerves.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know about you. If you've ever cleaned a gun,
Yeah.
it's a very relaxing feeling.
Yeah. It's definitely very deliberate kind of motions. All right. Go ahead and give me a stress roll, and let's see if we can reduce some of your stress from that.
Well,
I'm not going to worry about overindulging for this because it's something that you're doing to try to calm yourself. And you're not like indulging in a vice or anything, but go ahead and do your like indulge vice, and we'll just. Or actually, there's a fortune thing. Hang on, look at your.
yeah. Where is the fortune roll? That's what I was looking for.
Where is that at?
Roll fortune, bottom right.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Caliber.
Number of dice is 1.
Do 2 because that's your highest stat.
Okay. Oop. 3
There you
and
go.
2.
So drop 3 of your stress. We'll do that. Oh. All right. So you've spent some time cleaning your guns and kind of recentering and kind of getting your focus back after losing Forbes. Anything else you want to do before your meeting with Aldo?
I guess. I mean, couldn't we? Because this is considered downtime activity.
Mhm.
I guess just train, sit there and just. Oh gosh, what would be the best way to?
What are you trying to train?
Playbook advancement.
Let's see. For you, maybe you probably have an impromptu shooting range somewhere,
Yeah,
right? Shooting bottles off of rocks or something. Shooting
Yeah,
rocks off of
so-
rocks.
shooting rocks off rocks. Yeah, so I guess that would be a good thing to do.
All right.
Because that is very calming as well.
All right. So spend some time doing that. Go ahead and add 1 to your XP bar there.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take care of downtime actions for Crow and Chesh as well. Hybrid, what's Crow doing kind of in her downtime?
I think number one thing that I'm gonna be trying to do is I mean, the ghost that's I've got the agreement with didn't give me a time frame, but I want to handle the parents after we deal with these other people.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out the best way to take care of them. If I'm basically plotting ahead how we should approach these different targets, be quick, efficient, and get paid so that I can take care of this ghost, get him off my ass.
Okay, so doing some pre-planning, kind of.
Yeah.
All right. So what we can do there is give you. Let's see. Roll your fortune with 2 dice for me.
Nothing in notes.
No, nothing in
Is it-
notes. That's fine.
2. right.
All right, so 1 and a 4. So what you'll get is during your encounter with the parents, you get a free extra dice that you don't have to spend stress or make a devil's bargain for.
Okay.
Because you prepared. Just make a note of it somewhere. I guess in the notes section would probably be a good spot for it.
Okay.
All right, and that's 1. Are you doing anything else?
I need to de-stress. Let me add that note real quick.
Okay.
Because I'm up to 5 stress.
Okay.
Some guy just said something in the team chat in an obnoxious voice, and immediately some people left the voice chat. This is gonna go well.
Alright.
Oh, Jello shots. Blech.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess I'm gonna go indulge in my vice.
Okay. Let's go ahead and indulge your vice. And you're going to find a gambling game somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
All right, are you going to kind of one of your normal dens, or are you going to just kind of find a random game?
One of my regular spots.
Okay.
Alright, no bonus dice, so just... Meh?
She's going to roll like a 6, watch. Nope, 2. All right. All right, so drop 2 of your stress. And, Rojan, what is Chesh doing for downtime?
Well, first off, going to de-stress.
Okay.
So he's gonna break out the. I guess you would call it uniform that he normally puts on when they go out for a murder mission. And it's just gonna be making sure that the clothing and everything looks right, cleaning the shoes, cleaning the blades and everything, making sure that even though he's going out to kill somebody, he still looks like $1 million doing it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me your indulge vice.
Indulge vice?
Yep. All right. So drop a stress. And then your second action?
Seeing as how we have the request to make the final person die in the most violent manner, I'm gonna study as much as I can on the on the body and places to either attack or sever in order to disable somebody's limbs.
Okay. So you're studying anatomy.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and put a point in. What is that? It's not study. It's insight.
Insight. You want to put a point into insight?
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
All right. So we'll let's take a quick 5-minute break again, just so that this is a good scene transition spot, and then we'll come back to Gunnar and Aldo at the Black Lotus Den. We will be right back in about 5 minutes, guys. Thanks for hanging out and watching. We appreciate it.
I am going to give HP Fox so much shit.
And we are back. Welcome back, everybody. Quick short break there. Helps if I unmute Skype.
Might.
We actually want to hear you guys talk.
Shh, talking's overrated.
All right, so you guys have kind of indulged your vices, had a little bit of downtime between the traumatic experience of Forbes' untimely demise and your meetup with Aldo. Who's going to meet Aldo? Is it Gunnar? Is it just you, or is everybody else going as well?
I
I'm
think
gonna
it's
go
just Gunner.
Yeah, I think it's just me.
Okay. Somebody hosted, and my alerts are working, so I didn't get to see who actually did it. You know what? I know why the alerts are not working. Let me fix that. Hang on.
Did you not log into alerts?
I did. I forgot to add them to the scene.
Rip.
Yeah. Let's see. What is that? That is a...
No, it's the notifications.
Yeah, is it a window capture? Yeah. No.
No. It's OBS.
Yeah.
It's
It's a browser source. There we go. Thanks. That's why it's not working.
Master Groudon, thank
Let's
you for the
fix that.
host.
Thanks
Oh,
for the
it's
house,
Groudon.
Groudon.
The guy who goes cliff diving into caves because he can see the bottom, not judging that it's 60 feet down, and then almost dying to an earth elemental.
Rip twice.
Ripped
Yeah.
twice.
There we go. Now our alert should work as intended. Okay. But all right, so just Gunner is going. Are you is Gunner going to show up early, on time, late? How's he kind of approaching this?
On time.
On time? Okay. So you're walking to my brain is garbage for names tonight. Valette, thank you. To Valette's Black Lotus Den. And the streets, while generally like are quiet, there's usually some people around, either like kind of hiding behind doors or camped out somewhere. But the streets are vacant. There we go. Thank you, Hybrid.
Sorry, I had you hosted before, but you didn't go live, and it canceled it out.
I
so
blame
just
Twitch.
realized.
I blame Twitch.
I blame the fox.
But the streets are definitely much quieter than normal, even for 6 towers. You don't see any fires burning anywhere in any of the dilapidated houses. You don't see anybody passed out on any doorsteps. Thank you, Panzer.
The host was broken. I'm sorry.
It's no
You're
worries.
actually on the top of the list, so.
No worries. I'm going to blame Twitch all night tonight. So you get kind of this very eerie feeling walking up to Valette's. Even the loud kind of chaos that sometimes pours out of her house with folks, arguing or whatnot, isn't present as you're kind of approaching.
All right. So there's like less people than normal, like walking in and out.
So less people going in and out. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, I walk in, kind of look around the room, and then head up to the meeting point.
Okay. As you walk into the front kind of office area, or not office, but the front area where there's usually people just kind of passed out on top of each other, there's no one in there. In fact, the room is empty, aside from a couple of figures standing in the corners.
How many?
3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all blue coats.
And there's how's the room set up? There's a table in the middle.
No, this is the room that has like a bunch of cushions usually laid out all over the floor. The cushions are still there. There's usually people kind of on top of them, but there's no one there at the moment.
Valette's not there either.
You don't hear her. Or at least she's not in the room that you're in, rather. Let me rephrase that. She's not in the room that you've walked into. And she's usually not. She's usually back in the office.
So are there 2 chairs that face each other in that room at all?
No, so this is all overstuffed cushions and stuff that people are usually
cushions.
kind of passed out on the floor.
Okay.
Like Victorian bean bags almost.
All right. Well, I just walk up and fucking plop myself down onto one. It's been a stressful day for me.
Okay. The 3 blue coats kind of move. They don't really move, but they definitely kind of tuck their coats back or around their waist, kind of showing off that they are armed.
Mhm.
And after a moment, somebody kind of walks out of the office area where you normally kind of sit and talk with Valette. And it's this very tall, kind of broad guy in his blue coat, and his kind of hat indicates that his rank is a bit higher than the officers that are in there with you. It's a good guess that this is Aldo.
I pull Una's necklace out of my like coat pocket and throw it at him, and I say, "I guess you already knew about this too."
He catches it and looks down at it, and he nods. He says, "Yeah, it was devastating to Arlen. He appreciated her counsel greatly."
I ask him if he knows who did it.
Well, there are reports of 3 individuals, one with a dog, near the location of her death, around the time of her death. And he squats down to like look you in the eyes. He says, "You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?"
I just smile at him and say, "I know plenty."
He kind
But I just say plainly, like after that, like the sarcastic comment, I'm just like, "But it wasn't me." Tell him it's not my style.
He says, "And what style would that be?"
Tell him I have a proficiency for guns and fire and knives.
Okay.
Guns and guns, guns and
guns and guns.
Guns and guns. He says, "Well, luckily she wasn't shot, so maybe you're off the hook for the moment. But your friend's business seems to be suffering." And he kind of
Frenzy's talking about Valette's business? Or?
Yeah, he gestures to the room. She said you wanted to meet with me, so here I am. What did you need?
I lean forward and I just let him know, like, we have a contract from somebody who wants to do very bad things to your employer, and that they're willing to go through extreme measures to get to it.
He nods. He says, "Well, I personally oversee the security of Orlin. I doubt that anyone's getting to him."
At that point, I just kind of chuckle, and I'm like, okay, so
Fuck's sake.
he seems like a pretty honorable person, and according to like HB Fox's contact, that he seems like he's a half decent man. I ask him if he knows what his employer is planning on doing with this city.
He says, "No, I am not usually privy to the inner workings of Orlin's mind. I'm just paid to make sure that there are people on guard."
And so I ask him at that point, as a blue coat, you don't care about the city at all?
As long as I make coin, what do I care? Serving bodyguards for one person is bodyguards for the next guy. It'll work out in the end.
I just kind of like chuckle and nod and say, "So you're in it for the coin." And so they were wrong. It's not a very honorable guy.
Aren't you in it for the coin? Isn't that why anybody does anything in this city?
I nod and say that if there's no city, though, then what's the point of the coin?
There will always be cities. If not here, somewhere else.
Did I tell you about David's game?
I'd let him know I have kind of a friendly wager that since he's in it for the coin, if he wants to take part of my wager.
I'm listening.
Well, having both of us, served in one way or another, I ask him just have a bet, and with that, if I win, you have to do something of you make a deal with me, you have to do something that I say. And if you win, then I will, assist with Una's murder and whatever else he needs of me.
This is what's your bet?
I set out my pistol onto the ground and say, I know you have yours on you, and break it down. And from there, whoever draws, puts it back together and draws the winner.
I'll raise your stakes. Whoever assembles their weapon and shoots the other first.
I agree.
All
Let's
right.
do this.
So he pulls his gun out and he breaks it down. And I'm assuming you're doing the same.
Yep.
Okay. And you guys, he kind of pulls one of the chairs out from the office and sets it between you, so that you have a spot that you can both kind of set your weapons disassembled, so nobody's at like an advantage over the other. Hang on, I'm looking at character sheets trying to figure out what we're going to use for this. All right, and
Finesse.
yeah, I think finesse is what makes sense there. And he says, last chance to back out.
I'm all game.
All right.
I just lost my dog. That dog's
I
been
got
with
nothing
me
to live for.
since I came over on the ship, so.
All right. The three other bluecoats that are in the room that had been standing in the corners move a bit closer to kind of form a not really a semicircle, but just a little kind of barrier around you guys, watching intently as this happens. And the three of them are standing between you and the front door now.
Are there any ranks on any of them? Like, can you tell if any, or are they all just like privates, basically?
Yeah, they're all just lower tier. He's the only one that actually their rank matters at all. But one of them kind of pulls out his whistle and just kind of sets it in his mouth, holding it there. And Aldo goes, at the sound of the whistle, we start.
Okay.
And you guys kind of stare each other down for a minute, waiting for the sound. And the blue coat with the whistle in his mouth blows. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Desperate, or
Desperate
risky?
for sure, because this is life and death for you at this point.
Okay.
Nice sign HP or nice sign Regin.
All right, so let's do this. Desperate. I'm gonna take standard effect.
It's a great effect, I think.
Great effect.
Because
and could I? Yeah, life or death.
Yeah, life or death, and if you pull this off, you probably don't have to contend. If you pull it off well, you wouldn't have to contend with the other three. They'd probably be in shock at some point. But if you get it off, but not exceedingly well, you might have to kind of deal with them. So we'll see.
Can I roll sharpshooter too? Because I mean, there's not a roll associated with that, from my knowledge, right?
Yeah, let me look at that skill again. Hang on. Make a ranged
Because it
attack.
pushes a weapon. Like if I finish, I don't want to kill the guy. I want to use my other pistol and shoot the three guards.
Okay. So if you actually finish beforehand, instead of actually shooting him, you're gonna use your other pistol to shoot the other three.
Yep.
I can deal with that. All right. Stress for extra dice.
Yes, of course.
All right. Deal with the double at all.
Plus 1d plus 1 effect, by the way, on sharpshooter.
Okay. So, sorry, you said plus 1 effect.
Yeah, plus 1 effect, 1. Effect would be great anyway, so
Yeah.
I guess that wouldn't affect that. But it would do 2 bonus dice, including with the 2 stress.
Okay. All right. So you've got 2 bonus dice and the stress, and you have an opportunity to make a deal with the devil if you want.
As well?
Yeah.
What's the devil's bargain here?
I think the devil's bargain is that you take out the other three, but end up getting wounded in the process.
I'll take it.
Okay, and if you roll a 6, then you'll take out all 4 of them.
I don't want to kill the last guy though.
Okay, well you'll wound him, or what effect are you looking for on him?
Let's shoot his hand that his whatever hand is his dominant one. I take it as probably his right.
Okay.
90%.
Yeah, we can do that. So take an extra dice, and if you get a 6, you'll take out those 3 and wound him.
Okay. Rolling. Fingers crossed.
Oh, you crit. Nicely done. All right, go ahead and give yourself a point of XP in what is finesse is under
Stress.
finesse
like
is
some, like,
prowess.
spaghetti western John Woo gunslinging bullshit over here.
I just want John Wick on his ass because he killed my dog. Okay.
So you get it. You get the pistol assembled, and just before he finishes assembling his, and you shoot his pistol out of his hand, taking a good chunk of his hand with it. The other 3 reach for that to draw, and immediately just 3 more shots fire off, and they all drop to the floor. And he's standing there, kind of swearing under his breath, holding his mangled hand at this point, and just kind of looking at you. Yeah. So his first and second fingers are gone off of that hand, making it completely useless. Or actually, let's make it interesting. It's his first and his third, making that hand pretty much completely useless for firearms at that point.
So it's like this.
Yeah, pretty much.
The shocker all the time.
So yeah, so making
God
his
damn it, Fuller.
his hand just completely useless from him, and pretty much retiring him from the Bluecoats at that point. What are you saying, or what are you doing?
I say that some fucker killed my dog. And I'm not in the mood, but with this I have a job to complete and you're on that list.
And he's holding his hand kind of clutched to his chest at this point. It's mangled and bleeding, and he says, just do what you have to do then.
I ask him where his last investigation was.
I'm kicking ass at least.
He says, well, I come here unofficially on investigations, which is my excuse for frequenting fillets.
Yeah, right.
Well, he used to come here for Dream Dust, so.
Yeah, but I mean his last actual investigation is what I'm asking.
Oh. He says, I don't do much field work anymore. I'm usually a desk jockey. He says, my last actual case. Shit, sorry, DM's having to think. I didn't give this guy much of a backstory in my head. No, well, it's fine. At least not this specifically. He says there was a warehouse fire a couple blocks from here.
I tell him to walk. Start walking there.
He nods. Let
Oh,
me double check something real quick. Hang on. I can't remember how the mechanics on something works. Okay. Sorry, that was me messing with your sheet pans there, but I got what I needed. I was looking at how the crew ability for the Death Crows works. So the 3 that you just killed aren't going to have their crows aren't going to be sent out, so that's fine. All right, so
He's a pretty big guy. Could he drag 2 of those bodies?
He could probably drag one of them, being that his other hand is mangled and probably very painful to use.
Well, he's unarmed.
He is.
No hand. So I before we leave the building, I tell him to grab one of them, and then I grab the other 2. Start hauling those bodies down the street.
Okay. You like over each shoulder, or how are you carrying them?
No, not over each shoulder. Basically by the arms. Rigor mortis hasn't set in at that point. Just
Okay.
dragging them.
So you're just dragging them through the street. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Yeah. Got it. I gotta make myself a note of something real quick. Hang on. Okay. So you're dragging these bodies through the street pretty publicly, not trying to hide what you're doing or anything.
I'm with the captain of the Lucas. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. All right. And so you guys walk or drag these bodies for about 4 blocks or so into then he turns down this kind of narrow alleyway and then into this husk of a burnt out building. And he pulls the body kind of into the building and turns to look at you and says, "This is where it was."
I just nod, move the other 2 bodies there, and tell them to have a seat.
He just kind of, resigning himself to his fate, plops down on the boards, the burnt kind of charred boards of the warehouse.
Is there anything that's flammable there? Like any kerosene, light lanterns, or anything like that?
No, anything that would have been flammable burnt up when the
up.
when the warehouse caught fire.
I just
Were you
got
gonna light him on
salted.
fire?
I was planning on it.
That's not what they meant to do.
Jesus.
Dude, I had a rough day. Okay?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
You kick the corner of the house hard enough and just go and squish him.
Right.
I mean, it's a husk.
With that, I'll pick up off his hat, and then and just say it's his turn. Ask him if he saw Regis this morning. The Archer references. No, I'll just from there take his hat and then shoot him in the head
Okay.
and then walk off.
So as you're going to kind of pull the trigger, he looks up at you and like kind of looks you in the eye and tries to rush you as you're pulling the trigger, or as you're ready to pull the trigger. So give me a I don't know, how would you react to that?
I guess it would still be like finesse. I mean, technically, it's like when you're skilled with a firearm, it's not so much a clunky thing. It's more finesseful in terms of drawing it, pulling trigger, things like that.
Yeah, it's pretty close range. You still think finesse, or you want to, or maybe skirmish?
I do finesse.
All right.
Overall.
All right. Take finesse. Definitely going to be probably risky. He's not really in a position to threaten your life, I don't think. But he's definitely, this will make it a little bit more difficult for you. So definitely a risky position. Standard effect.
Yep.
And then you want to take any bonus dice for anything?
I'm pretty confident with this.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
they're in
At
the
least
two.
it wasn't a 1.
At least it wasn't a 1 and my
Wasn't.
dog died again.
It wasn't a 1. So you're kind of making an overdramatic gesture of drawing and aiming for him, and as you kind of level your arm down to his face, he rushes and kind of shoulders you in the gut, knocking the wind out of you and kind of throwing you over his shoulder, and he just bolts out of the warehouse and down the alley as you're kind of scrambling to your feet.
Okay.
Rat bastard.
Start going after him, I guess, would be hunt, right? Because you're following.
Yeah, you can give me a hunt. That'll work. Oh, I should throw the rolls up here again.
Control. Risky.
Almost desperate because this is your job leaving.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, let's go with desperate.
Had one job.
You
Okay.
had one job.
Right. Exactly. Effect standard.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll take 2 stress for it.
Okay. There you go.
266.
Woo!
So, with that crit, I'll kind of do this, I think. You make sure you give yourself a point of XP and whatever hunt's under.
Yep.
For that desperate roll. So you catch your breath, scramble up to your feet, and kind of bolt out through the warehouse door, and see him kind of running down the alley and level your pistol kind of at the back of his head and fire, and just take out the back of his head as he was fleeing kind of to the mouth of the street. And he falls just inside of the alley enough that that nobody kind of sees him fall.
All right. Now I walk off.
All right.
Kick the body as you walk by.
Right. Spit on it. I still have his hat, right?
Yeah.
It's 99.
Yeah. You
No.
you can go back and pick up his hat. I'm assuming you probably dropped it in the scuffle.
Yeah. So I pick up the hat and then I walk off.
All right.
Oh, rip my
And we'll kind of fade the scene there. For that, as you're kind of walking off, probably like whistling, tossing his hat around or something. And kind of come back.
Like twisted nerve.
Come back into the lair a little bit later after you've arrived. You kind of catching everybody up on what happened, or what are you doing?
I just throw the hat on the table, then go back to like my area.
Okay. Are you guys?
Oh, I'm sorry. Could we do a rewind real quick? Could I
Sure.
also make sure that I grab the amulet also?
Yeah, Unis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So
So,
you picked it back up off of him. He probably tucked it in a pocket somewhere after your encounter at Villette's. So you kind of scrounge through his things and find it and kind of put it back in your pocket.
Yep.
All right.
I just look up from the anatomy book as he just throws the hat on the table. Productive night.
I say you could say something like that.
Is that 2 names off the list now?
I say, yep.
I mumble something about under my breath about getting him a puppy next week. Because,
We all have
goddamn.
feelings, so I can't play as offensive as I have been.
Okay. So you guys have one
Or the
target
monster
left
buddy?
at this point, which is Syria, the Leviathan hunter captain. And I don't know that you guys have a whole lot of information on her at the moment.
We do not.
No, we have zilch.
Okay. So let's finish up the score, I think, for Aldo, and then we'll see if we can find some information on her. Do some XP distribution and stuff for the session so far.
Okay.
Let's see. Where is? I remember what page this is on.
Time Walk's like, HP Fox will bring the intel next week.
All right, so for, hang on, get to the right page where I have everybody's notes. Let's see. So Panzer, we have you get XP from tracking or violence. I think you probably exhibited some of that.
Just a little bit today.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Let's go ahead and take. Let's give you 2 XP points for that this
All
week, or so far. And then let's see. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I'd go with that.
Yeah, the gun thing.
Yeah, the reassembling the gun. I was gonna mention your connection with Forbes as well.
Yeah.
And how that kind of drove your character. So take 2 XP for that.
Okay.
And you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas.
No drinking.
No drinking, no traumas. I think
That's probably gonna change by the time the session ends.
I don't know. You
Doggo XP.
I don't. That's not a mechanic trauma, I don't think, but it's definitely. I almost feel like that should be. But you didn't take the stress up for a trauma, so I think mechanics wise, you no XP for that. So, okay.
That's fine.
Let's see. Rojan, you got XP for technical skill or mayhem. Definitely kind of caused some mayhem with the group, kind of introducing them all to Stasia.
Your girlfriend.
While it wasn't like something blowing up, that's definitely something that could have caused tension with the group, I think. I feel like
Yeah.
that kind of falls under mayhem almost.
I mean, it isn't. I have yet to cause explosion mayhem, but I would say, yeah, that's probably group stress mayhem.
Okay, go ahead and yeah, I agree. Go ahead and give yourself an XP somewhere.
Okay. Sugar Rush XP for a Mags.
Let's see. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Well, I did wear last season's clothing when we were going to murder.
You did, and then the whole scene with Stasia is because of your background.
Yeah.
So go ahead and take 2 XP there.
All right. Full playbook advancement.
And you struggled with issues from your vice or trauma. I don't think you struggled. You indulged your vice,
I don't. Yeah.
but I don't think you struggled with it. So, yeah, that's not the same thing. If you overindulged, that would have been a struggle with your vice. So I think no XP there. All right, Mags. Let's see. Mags, you get XP from knowledge or arcane power. I feel like the scene with Una definitely falls into that.
Okay.
And then the scene, or with her alive, and then the scene with her dead as well, both falls into that.
Okay.
So go ahead and take 2 XP for that, I think.
So in my resolve, or
Just wherever you want to put it.
yeah, I think we're gonna do that.
Then we've got you expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. You feel like
I
that?
think I really did.
Okay. And you struggled with your issues from your vice or traumas. You indulged your vice, but I don't think struggled with it. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's see. Crew advancement. So your crew specific XP trigger. Yeah, you guys you successfully completed a job. So I will add that, and I'm just going to use HP Fox's character sheet here. Crew advancement. So we got a point for that because you guys did complete a score. Contend with challenges above your current station. You guys are currently still 0, and dealing with the blue coats. The blue coats are a 4, so I feel like you definitely contended there. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. What do you guys think? Your current reputation is subtle. I'm not sure that that you're dealing with Aldo was subtle though.
Not at all.
Let's
That
see.
kind of went out the window.
Yeah, there's some. Let me find out where the other adjectives for that are. Hang on, because maybe you guys picked up a new one here. Hang on.
Yeah.
Figure out what page this is on.
Isn't there violent?
Violent. I think
We are
violent actually
definitely
is
fucking
one.
violent.
Subtle
Going
and
full
violent.
decree on the blue coats.
It's high noon. Where is? Where is the stuff for the crew? Hang on. Probably around. Sorry, I'm looking. People watching, I'm sure this is entertaining. I'm looking for kind of the crew reputation options to see if maybe they picked up a new one.
Hey Imp,
Yeah,
when I have full playbook advancement, does that mean I get another special ability?
it does.
Right on.
1 point shy.
Crew upgrades. Do. Dang it, it's not where I thought it would be. Alright. I swear that violent was one, so we'll throw violent in there for now. I think you guys have absolutely earned that reputation. And then I will find it later on and make sure that that definitely is one. But I have a feeling it is, so I think we're okay there.
Oh, it might be actually. I'm sorry. Deadly.
Is it deadly?
Yeah, deadly. So
Okay.
each character, either deadly or
Psychotic?
yeah, deadly. Deadly is the one that makes most sense.
Okay, did you find out where they are?
Yeah, it's on actual book page 102.
102. Okay.
Yeah. So patron, predators, vipers don't make sense. No traces kind of makes a little bit, but in terms of overall violence, it would be deadly.
So those are the special abilities. Those aren't the rep
Oh,
kind of names. I'll find them later and come back to it. I don't want to spend too much time looking for a adjective. I'm actually pretty sure it's deadly is one of them. I'll have to find it at some point, and we'll talk about it next week. And then we express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. Now you guys kind of tried to work out the jobs the best way that you thought were kind of what would be beneficial to the city instead of to yourselves.
Tis true.
You used your contacts and even your rivals to kind of set this up. So I think we could give some XP for that.
XP's always good.
And yep.
It's on page 99. I'm sorry.
Is it
It's for
All right, cool.
the reputation? Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't tell you the bonuses though. So the ambitious, brutal, daring, honorable, professional, savvy, subtle, and strange.
There we go. So I think brutal is probably the right one there. How do you guys feel about that?
What's that?
Brutal.
I mean, we did carve up a guy, and I just killed like 4 blue coats.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty brutal.
All right.
So.
All right. So that is your downtime. You guys, your crew is about halfway through your advancement to your next tier. And so now you've got to deal with this this Leviathan Hunter captain that you don't really have any information on other than a name. Where do you guys feel like a good place to start for that would be?
Well, the docs are somebody with access to information.
Do we do downtime again, or no?
Yeah, we should do downtime again. Sorry, derp, because you did finish a score. That's 46, I think. Nope, that's completely wrong. I'm eventually going to learn what page numbers I need, but today is not that day. Downtime activities, come on. There we go, 145. All right, so we need to do this. Yes, payoff. So you guys haven't gone back to Vincent yet to do payoff. So I think that one's pretty easy at the moment because you haven't gone back to him and gone, hey, we've done what you asked. So I don't think there's any payoff to be had yet.
I'll have my dog.
Heat. So I think we're gonna get some heat from this one. The encounter with the blue coat was pretty loud and messy.
Just a little bit.
So I think 4 heat altogether from that.
Thanks, Panzer.
It's 10 gold that we just made, though. All together.
This
two
is
deaths.
true. But the guy that would normally get the heat off us from the blue coats is not here.
That's true.
We have some entanglements now. Let's see, you guys are at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 heat. So
Trying to get busted.
that's 7 heat.
Time up.
Once again, we
back your dog.
So once again, we can just blame HP boss.
All right, going to deal with that. I think in a little bit.
Tenji, bring back your dog.
Well, it's not 10 gold; it's 10 coins. So that's a hell of a lot more than 10 gold.
That is
Coin
true.
is.
I mean,
like,
you could probably buy a puppy farm with that.
Okay. All right, so I know what we're going to do with the entanglement. And let's see what else we have. Downtime activities for you guys.
On my items, I had trained hunting pet, and right now it's just Rip Doggo. Got a check mark next to it. No more. No more.
Rip Doggo.
Rip Dogo. All right, so downtime activities. Panzer, what are you up to for your downtime activities?
I want to do an XP roll, and then I also want to go talk to Valeris, my rival.
Okay, so you're gonna do some training.
Yeah.
All right, what are you training?
I want to do playbook advancement if possible.
Okay,
That
so
will give me one more skill.
okay, how are you training it?
I think the one I want is scout. When you gather information to discover the location of a target, you get +1 effect. When you hide in a prepared position or use camouflage, you get +1 D rolls to avoid detection.
Okay, so you're gonna go out in the city and try to scout around and kind of work on your rooftop leaping and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and give yourself an XP in your tracker, and I'm going to work on your entanglement. So you're out kind of skulking through the shadows and alleyways and kind of working on scouting and finding kind of vantage points. And as you kind of drop down from one of these vantage points back onto the road or alleyway, you feel a hand kind of grab your shoulder and twist your arm, pulling your arm back behind you, and a set of cuffs click against your wrists.
On me?
My.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're taken into the Blue Coat precinct, essentially.
Okay.
And you're thrown into an interrogation room and left there for a couple hours on your own. And then eventually a Blue Coat captain walks in. Or, no, probably not a captain. A sergeant walks in. And he kind of looks down at you and he says, you know why you're here? You were seen dragging bodies through the streets.
I just smile and say, "Did you see who was with me dragging those same bodies?"
Someone that we can't currently account for.
I tell him that you should ask that guy. He's the one who had me do it.
All right, that sounds like you're trying to sway him to kind of get him to go look at somebody else, maybe?
Yeah.
Or you kind of how do you approach it?
I'd be just straight up like telling him to do that. So I mean,
So command?
probably would be a
Okay.
better fit, because I want to be like trying to sweet talk him. I'd just be like, you should go ask that fucker over there. He's the guy who had me drag it with him.
Okay.
Law and Order Dusk Call.
I'm all right with a command there.
Doom doom.
Controlled or desperate? Or risky? Risky, right?
Yeah, that definitely feels probably risky.
Standard effect.
Yeah, standard effect for that one. You wanna?
I'll take 2 stress because I'm already maxing this guy out.
All right. Does that put you at 6 stress?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 if I do that.
Okay.
Good lord.
So at that point, you're actually going to clear your stress and take a trauma, if you do that.
Okay. Did I choose which one, or?
Yeah, I was going to suggest cold because of the events with Dogo, but
Yeah. Or unstable. One of those two.
yeah, one of those two.
I'll do the roll and then I'll figure that out which one.
I
Okay.
like how cold is a trauma.
Well, it's more like
Just
detached.
being an uncaring bastard.
Yeah,
It's-
pretty much.
Yeah. It's a
Okay,
result.
where did my roll go? Command, risky, standard, bonus dice 1, submit.
Yep.
6 and a 1.
All right. So he goes, well, trying to think of how he would. You're kind of commanding him to go find the other guy. He says, "Fine, I will find him, but you're staying here until I do." And he kind of storms out and slams the door, kind of behind him. And you sit for another couple hours in the holding cell. And he comes back. He says, "Well," and he pulls you kind of roughly into the interrogation room again and kind of throws you down into the chair. He says, "Well, we found him. But he's not going to tell me anything, is he? Do you know why?"
I say I have no clue. After I dragged those bodies, I left.
I'm sure you do. Someone shot him in the back.
I
That's
just-
not my
I just
style.
smile.
Hey, face.
I just smile and be like,
And?
like, how does that imply me?
Well, you were the last one with him, apparently. Since you admit to seeing the deceased. We can't
Yeah,
find
I saw him
anybody else.
beforehand.
Can't find anybody else that saw him afterwards, so you're our top suspect.
But did anybody actually see me pull the trigger? No. I did what he asked me to, and then I left.
All right, so you
Maybe he pissed off the people that for the same reason he had those guards killed.
all right, so it sounds like this one sounds like you're trying to sway him kind of off of you. Or are you is there another way you want to approach that, I guess?
Yeah. Sway, so it'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, cold makes the most sense out of this, by the way. Taking that.
Risky. Again, I think.
Sway, risky, standard.
Yeah, standard. You take any extra dice?
I'm gonna get, what's the devil's bargain?
I think the devil's bargain here is that you spend some time in jail. But like you
I
spend.
mean, either way, I'm gonna end up in jail.
Yeah, I think you end up getting kind of. Let me actually hang on. Let me see if there's actually a mechanic for this. Oh, there is one for questioning. Hang on. So, I think what you could do instead of talking is because he has a blue coat and they are known to be able to be bought off. I think you could probably buy your way out of the situation.
You got
Cool.
enough points.
I know it's not like we don't have 10 coming in.
So I think you can take the extra dice, and if it doesn't work out in your favor, then you have to like pay him off.
That
Pay
is
'em off.
annoying.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Sway, risky, standard, bonus dice 1, devil's bargain, pay him off.
Ooh.
Rip.
Yeah. So with that,
There goes my cut.
yeah, with that, his price for being bought off is going to go up. And he says, "I'll let you out, but it's going to cost you 3 coin."
I take it. I mean, what other option do I have? I can't shoot up the entire precinct, so
All right.
Sure you can.
I'm John Wick. Yeah, I'll accept that. I mean, that's my cut, minus like 1 from the 2, because there's what, 3 of us, 4 of us.
4 of you.
That's what, 2 coin each, roughly.
For the 10, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. So gotta make a note.
My cut's bye bye.
All right. So he eventually lets you go after you pay him off. And then there was, I guess, reducing stress was something that you were going to do, or has that changed now?
I wanted to visit Valeris, my rival.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to remember who Valeris was for you. Hang on.
Spy.
Spy? Okay.
Don't know exactly who they're spying for, but
Okay.
they're a spy.
What are you visiting her for?
I want to find out who the hell killed my dog.
Okay.
I will get my revenge eventually in this game.
So we'll cut to a scene. You guys are probably meeting in a tavern somewhere. Probably. She's not going to meet you anywhere private. She knows you too
Yeah.
well.
No, I would want to do a meeting over at like Roulette's. Would make the most sense for me.
Okay. She agrees to the meeting, but she says, "I'm not meeting on your turf. We'll meet somewhere neutral."
Okay.
And she gives you kind of this, the Rusted Anchor, which is a tavern in the Docks district.
Okay.
And you walk in, and it's pretty much filled with sailors and merchants that have spent time out at sea. This is definitely a room where, like, if you were to walk in and you were a merchant that sold their goods on the side of the road, you'd get dirty looks until you left, kind of thing. But they look you up and down, and kind of let you in. But there's definitely some people kind of watching you as you move through the tavern.
Okay.
And she kind of calls you back to a corner booth in the back as you kind of are looking around for her.
So she calls me back to the room.
It's a booth back in the corner.
I mean, my guy's pretty cold, so I mean, he just walks in.
Okay.
Doesn't really feel like he's got a whole lot left.
All right. She says, "This is interesting. What can I do for you?"
I tell her that somebody murdered my dog, and that I need to find information on who that is. Even though I know she feeds me she feeds people information on me, but I need to use her to get a favor.
She kind of kicks back a little bit. She says, "A favor? Those are expensive."
Expensive. I ask her if she knows anywhere that's paying right now, and that I can do a job for her if she needs it.
A job for me. Yeah, I might have something in mind.
So this way you know exactly what I'll be doing. So
Yeah, it's a little out of your normal wheelhouse, though. You still up for it?
let's just figure something out.
She says, "I need some goods shipped from Duskwall to..." Hang on, DM needs to remember the name of the location. What page is
Talking
this
about
on?
the poison area.
No. Yeah. It's in the Deadlands. I'm trying to remember the actual name of the location, though. Where is Duskwall? Okay. She says, "I need goods shipped to Skovland. There we go."
Oh, back where I'm from.
She nods.
Ask her what the goods are.
No, this is a job with no questions.
Tell her that I demand the information for the killer, and give her the information that like he's able to basically appear from black smoke and disappear the same way.
She nods, and she says, I can find out, but I need some goods moved first. It'll take me a few days to talk to contacts anyway."
Okay.
She says, there's a group here in the docks that could help you out. And I'm refreshing all my information or my knowledge on the factions real quick. I'm trying to remember names. 283. Dang it. It is... sorry. There's actually quite a bit of information on like gangs and stuff, and I'm trying to remember which one it is, sorting through all this real quick. Do.
Dockers, the hard-hitting or hard-bitten laborers who work the docks.
No, it's going to be a smuggling group. The Foghounds. There we go. That's what I was looking for. She says there's a group that operates out of the docks that specialize in moving things outside of the lightning barriers. You may want to kind of meet up with them to have them help you facilitate this movement of goods. She kind of... sorry, go ahead.
I would just be like, whatever gets me that information.
She says it'll take you 2 days to get to there and back with what I need you to send. It's a small chest, but it'll take 2 of you to carry.
So, okay. You can work that out.
Make your arrangements and meet me back here. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
She writes down a name on a piece of paper. She says, this is the name of one of the Foghounds. They should get you started in the right direction.
Who's the person's name?
Yeah. Sorry, coming up with names on the spot is not my strong suit. She says it's... nope, I already used that name. Crap. She says it's Octavia.
Octavia? Okay.
She runs the Foghounds out of the docks district. And she owes me a favor too, so this should work out well.
All right. Let's do this.
She says go make your contacts and come back and let me know when your arrangements are made.
All right.
Oh, so you wouldn't say hi afterwards?
Get up and leave.
Okay. All right, and that is Gunner's downtime. We will do Rojan, or Cheshire's downtime now at this point.
Kesha's downtime is going to be just training.
Training? Okay.
Just both instances in training and tinkering.
Okay. What are you doing? Are you kind of building stuff with leftover parts in the house, or how are you doing it?
Yeah, it's just it's kind of just busy assembly, just grabbing random things and making things out of them.
Okay.
It's like nothing. It's like nothing. Not to build anything of use, but to just to start training himself on having to create things maybe on the fly.
Okay.
Kind of like MacGyver style.
Okay. And I just threw all the cams off because I opened the chat window. It's a professional stream. Professional stream, guys.
Totally professional.
Okay, so you're gonna spend your time training, for both of those. You said?
Yes.
Okay. And Max, what are you doing with what is Crow doing with her downtime?
Well, since I've mainly only used my Tempest to use my Fog, I'm going to be practice using my Lightning weapon, because something tells me it's going to come in handy later. So I am practicing and honing my skill to use a Lightning weapon. Sort of like in the ability, like if you've ever seen X-Men, Storm uses it kind of like almost like a bullet shot, just a big bolt of lightning, or what I was reading, which looks really cool, using it almost like a whip.
Okay.
So I'm literally out back where I'm not going to break anything in the house, and just practicing using this thing, trying to get good.
Okay. And are you spending both your downtime actions doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think my stress is low enough; it's not going to be an issue.
Okay. And then did Gunnar end up taking cold, or what did Gunnar end up taking for that trauma?
Cold.
Cold. Okay.
Yeah, makes the most sense.
I'm curious on traumas because it's the first one you guys have actually taken. I want to make sure that we do the mechanics for it correctly. So let me see if I can find traumas here real quick.
Not gonna lie, Ro, I read that as fist, not fish. A little traumatized.
Professional. That's a thing.
Oh man, I'm gonna read too hard.
I think you broke her.
In front of me, it went
I
across the-
can't dyslexia.
So your character acquires the new personality quirk indicated by the condition, and you can earn XP by using it to cause trouble. When you mark your 4th trauma condition, your character cannot continue as a daring scoundrel.
Yeah, he has to retire at that point. You're basically
if
too
he's got
fucked up.
4. So cold is you're not moved by emotional appeals or social bonds. So basically, I just don't care. You can play your trauma condition as much or as little as you like. They can totally transform your character's persona, or will have only a small impact. It's up to you. If you play them strongly, though, allowing the trauma condition to complicate your character's life, you can earn XP for it.
Yep. Okay. So we've taken cold, which is, yeah, you're not moved by emotional appeals or social bonds anymore, especially since Dogo has gone rip.
Mhm.
You guys being a bunch of assassins, I think that
It's fine.
Gunnar probably slips maybe more into that 1,000-yard stare than he normally did. Now that Forbes is gone, maybe that Forbes was helping kind of keep him grounded and kind of forget about the stuff that he went through while he was in the war.
Mhm.
And so now he kind of just slips into that stare a little bit more often or something. All right, I think this seems like a really good spot to just kind of stop for the evening, because if we start another scene, there's no way we're getting done by 10.
Right.
Okay.
So that being said, this was our 2.5 third session with Blades in the Dark. And we've been kind of talking about this every time that we've wrapped up a session, is how you guys are feeling about the system and the setting and everything. So thoughts?
Still love it.
HB Fox should be the one who carries the chest with me.
So by the way,
You should chain it to him. You should chain it to him.
And make him do it by himself.
you guys are gonna
Crack the whip.
get outside of the
Sit on the
lightning
box
barriers.
with a whip. Hike!
This will be your first kind of, or not your first, but your first in-game kind of foyer into outside of the lightning barriers and across the Inky Sea. So that'll be fun. I've got to do a little bit of
2-day
research
trip.
on my part to kind of make sure that we do that correctly.
Has twisted chest on the box.
Oh.
How you guys feeling about the setting? Because we've talked about the system a lot and how it encourages storytelling. What do you think about the setting?
I honestly like the setting. It's a welcome change to the generic fantasy setting that D&D usually is.
And just the
Yeah.
high fantasy stuff? Yeah.
The high fantasy stuff and the incorporation of like the technology and the magic of the world.
Okay.
Well, the fact that like, also with the mechanics where it's like, I'm gonna go all in on this and basically come out like, it makes sense for my character to kind of transition into cold and Dago dying,
Mm-hmm.
but kind of turning that aggression and being able to be like, okay, well, if I roll Devil's Bargain, like all this stuff all together, it ends up in a really cool way that scene plays out as both the character and kind of like the storytelling. And with that too, yeah, just interesting how much impact like the player can have on the story. Like, yeah, because of that, I got a shitload of heat because I don't really care, and we're dragging bodies down the street. So,
All right.
Yeah, there are times when I just hope that there is like just an epic failure or something, because it seems to add to the suspense of the story, because not everything is going smoothly.
Yeah.
I mean, like rolling a 1 on that was just like, Jesus, I should have taken like
Stress.
stress for that action, and like it ended up working out for like everything I wanted that happened later on too. So
But it's definitely one of those things that, like, as soon as you roll it and you see the result and it's a 1 like that, you're like, crap, I could have done something to change that and should have maybe
Yep.
like done something different. Interesting. All right. So the reason that
I like
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say I also like the mechanic of the devil's bargain.
Yeah.
That's really good.
The reason that I ask how you guys are feeling about the setting is that John Harper, the guy that wrote the game, has set it up to be able to be used in different settings. He's like, yeah, I want people to be able to hack this and kind of throw it into different settings. And one of the ones that is on, they've got a super active, and I don't know why people still use this, but they have a super active Google Plus community for Blades in the Dark. And one of the ones that has come out and is being play tested is called Glow in the Dark, which is a post-apocalyptic Blades in the Dark setting.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh, Fallout.
Yeah, so it's kind of Fallout
Yeah.
with Blades in the Dark mechanics. So that might be fun to, like, maybe we come revisit Blades in the Dark, but we do something a little different with it in the future or
Oh
something.
my god.
Yes, I'm down.
So
I am
yeah,
all of the down.
yeah, they said it's reading the title, and I'll link it in chat here if people want to look at it. Reading the title for it, it is Glow in the Dark, using Blades in the Dark for Mad Gamma Max Fallout World. So yeah, it's pretty much like any
Oh my
post-apocalyptic world, Mad Max, Fallout, Gamma World, all that.
I am bookmarking this.
So
Let's do it.
I think maybe we return, maybe not October, because I feel like we could probably find a more horror-themed setting for October. In fact, if we can find
Spooky in the dark.
if we can find a virtual Jenga that works, I have a good game for us to play in October. But maybe something this summer or something, we can come back and revisit Blades in the Dark, and we'll play Glow in the Dark.
I'd be down. If you do it, let me know.
Yeah, absolutely.
This has actually been a ton of fun. Like, I'm having a really good time with this.
Good. So right now, I'm gonna pimp out a little bit more of what we're doing with the D&D stream. Right now, we've got 2 games. We have this game on Wednesday nights, which for the month of March, we'll change games. We won't be doing Blades in the Dark anymore. We'll be doing Monsters and Other Childish Things that Rojan is going to be hosting. I unfortunately have traveling for work in March, so I'm not going to be playing with that one. But I'm sure it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm kind of sad because that's a system that I was really interested in. But it's based around kids and their imaginary monsters kind of fighting each other. And I think then come back in April, and we're going to play a game that is called Tales from the Loop, which is the best comparison I can give you is Stranger Things, the tabletop role-playing game. It's set in the 80s. You're playing a bunch of kids in this town that was built on top of a what's it called? The Large Hadron Collider kind of thing. So it's built on top of a super collider, and you have all this kind of future tech in the 80s and all this weird stuff going on. I'm really looking forward to that one too. And then in April, we're also starting up another weekly game, which will tentatively right now it's going to be 5th edition D&D in a homebrew setting that I've been working on for the last year and a half or so on Monday nights. That may change depending on kind of people's situations and everything, but it's what's currently being planned. So I'm looking forward to that. I really enjoyed the setting that I've created, and I'm probably a little biased there. But Panzer's taken a look at some of the stuff for it, and I think he's super excited about for it too. So that makes me happy. Yeah. So that is kind of what we have been doing on Dungeons and Distractions. I don't stream regular video games because most of my free time is either spent planning D&D stuff, working on D&D stuff, or modding for other channels, which is fine. But Panzer, you do some streaming on your own?
Yeah, I stream. So those of you who don't know me, I'm Panzer. I do variety streaming. So I play a huge variety of games. Lately, I've been getting really, really into Neo, which I absolutely love. For Honor the past couple days, which has been lackluster for me personally. But I'd also do fighting games, strategy games. Basically, I play anything that feels at least a little bit competitive or difficult. I like hard games. It's just my personality type. So, but it's a super chill stream. Yeah. Phrasing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a great community so far. Yeah, come by, swing by, check me out, and yeah, just hang out.
All right. Hybrid, what do you do?
I am a variety caster. Anything I can get my hands on, I love to play. Actually looking forward to getting my hands on Witcher. Well, playing Witcher 3 now that I've got it up and running and working.
Such a good game.
I'm excited. And I also do creative cast. I do character drawings, channel art, all kinds of shenanigans. If it can be done on pen, tablet, and in Paint Tool site, I can do it.
All right.
Sorry, I'm tired.
No worries. And Rojan, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I'm Rojan Quest. Much like my other companions in this game, I am a variety caster. Recently been spending all of my time in For Honor, and I've absolutely been loving it. I mainly stream for, I'm mainly a charity streamer on top of that, so I stream every year, every stream for Extra Life for the Lawrence Small Children's Medical Center. And I am actually working on doing a 24-hour stream on Saturday, and it's just going to be 24 hours of For Honor while I play games to raise money.
Right on.
Bananas, dude. It's so crazy.
Dude, this is,
I could do one game for 24 hours.
It's going to be my it's going to be my first of many 24-hour streams this year.
I 2 years ago I DM'd 24 hours of D&D, and by hour 21 we had to wrap it because I was just punch drunk at that point. Like I no idea what any of the mechanics were anymore. It was just like I have no idea. They ended up like I think at the end of the stream they were fighting a Tarask. And I was just like, all right, and we're done. Like
having to DM something that long, having to be on top of your game is just so mentally exhausting.
It was fun, but like by hour 21 I was just like, no, we're done. I'm dead. Like it was a good time though. Yeah. So we're gonna go rate somebody. This is something we enjoy doing. At the end of the stream, we always go send you guys off to somebody else. Kind of show the love, spread community support, all that good stuff. And tonight we are going to go raid the Hunter Wild, who is a fantastic caster. HP Fox is his community manager. He's unfortunately wasn't able to be here with us tonight because Hunter does have a big event going on for Honor. But we're going to head over there and show him some love. I appreciate you guys hanging out and watching us so much. Thanks again. We will be back next week to wrap up our Blades in the Dark. Thanks again, you guys.
Can we change the raid call on this one?
Yeah, can it be hashtag blame HP Fox?
Yes,
blame HP
it will
Fox
totally be. It can totally be hashtag blame HP Fox. So what I want you to do, go in there, go into his chat, do /me, and then just hashtag blame HP Fox. And
it's /me.
Yeah, /me. Fox? Yeah, /me because that gets your name color in there with it. And then what we'll do is when you guys see mine go, just start pouring it on with all of yours, and we appreciate you guys. We will see you next week. Thanks so much.
See you guys.
Laters.
All right, I can't wait for this.